Hi there, Artie Fufkin here from Polymer Records. Oh, wait, wrong video, sorry. Hi there, Davey Cretin here from Cretin Classics. And yes, today I am finally reviewing the brand new Styx album, Circling from Above. That is the front cover, that is the back cover. Let's just show you a fast picture of the 7-man band, which I will go over. There's the lovely blue artwork with the bird. There's the CD. I put my hype sticker, or what we used to call in the record store a Pupkin sticker, after Rupert Pupkin, for those of you who have seen The King of Comedy. Also with me, I took out of my car two most recent Styx albums, The Mission and Crash of the Crown. To show you I am a fan, I've been a fan since 1977. When I discovered FM rock radio, I heard Come Sail Away. Been a fan for life ever since. They do have some albums better than others, but let's discuss this new album. Came out officially July 18th, 2025, on UME, Universal Music Enterprises, it now stands for. It's a 41-minute album. It's got 13 songs, although one is 45 seconds, but more on that later. Produced by Willa Vankovic, who is now an official member of the band, along with Terry Gowan, Lawrence Gowan's younger brother on bass guitar since Ricky Phillips left, since the last album, Crash of the Crown. All songs here written by Shaw, Gowan, and Vankovic. It's the first album since Cyclorama, 2003, over 20 years without Ricky Phillips. All these songs are short. There is no song that is over 4 minutes long. And that might be a nitpick of mine, but it is a nitpick of mine. Tommy Shaw on acoustic and electric guitars, mandolin, lead and backing vocals. James Young on electric guitars and vocals. Chuck Panazzo on bass, although it doesn't say which song he plays on. I'm sure he's on one of them, or maybe two. I don't know which ones. Like I said, Terry Gowan on bass, stand-up bass on one song. Lawrence Gowan on piano, B3 organ, synthesizers, mellotron, and harmonium too. And vocals, of course. Todd Zuckerman, drums and percussion, underrated. He's a force, he's a monster. Maybe they could use him a little more. Maybe they need a little more guitar heft. And Willa Vankovic, who produced it. He sings some lead vocals, a lot of backing vocals, electric and acoustic guitars, mandolin, synthesizers, harmonica. He's credited with soundscapes. Is he the new Brian Eno? And he works on the string arrangements on 4 songs. You got the guy doing the strings, Stevie Black, with an E at the end of Black. Jeff Coffin plays a clarinet solo on one song, and Aubrey Haney plays the fiddle solo on one song. Some fast chart action in Austria, number 73, Germany, number 46, the Swiss charts, number 20, the U.S. top current album sales chart, number 32. I guess because they released it early, where they sold the CD if you ordered it, or if you went to a show on the Brotherhood of Rock tour, you could buy the LP or the CD, so it didn't chart on the Billboard Top 200. So that may have worked against them a little with charting action, but who cares about charting action nowadays, right? Only an old fuddy-duddy like me. Lyrically, the album is about human ambition, technology, and nature, which you could tell by the cover with the satellite, the birds coming out of it, the big bird on the back that I showed you. And like I said, in a rare show of strength for physical media, it was available on CD and LP before its digital debut July 18th. It was at their 2025 Brotherhood of Rock Tour live shows, and you could order it like I did directly from the band. So let's talk about the individual songs here now that I've given you a little bit of information. It starts out with a 2-minute song, just like Crash of the Crown here, started with what, The Fight of Our Lives? Yeah, The Fight of Our Lives was the first track on Crash of the Crown, only 2 minutes long. And this is another 2-minute song written by Tommy and Will. You got a spacey, synthy, short opening to the song. And I've seen a lot of reviews on this album on YouTube by other famous and non-famous and infamous YouTubers. And no one mentioned that the first 4 notes that Gowan is playing on the synth sounds just like in The Court of the Crimson King. Just the first 4 notes, they repeat it twice, so it's the first 8 notes on the album on the synth. Totally reminds me of The Court of the Crimson King by King Crimson. Da, 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 da. If you listen to it again, you'll say, this guy was right. So I think that's really cool because basically this album, to me, it's a tribute to classic rock. It's the new sound of Styx, and they're paying it forward to all the people who influenced them in the past. 32 seconds into this opening number, Circling from Above, the band kicks in with the drums, bass, and guitar. You got Tommy, Will, and Lawrence. They're singing in unison. Then Tommy takes a brief lead solo, vocal. It's a cool opening, reminiscent of the previous platter I wrote down, like I said, but it's far too short. At 2 minutes, expand it a little. I get that they want to make all these records between 40 and 45 minutes. It fits on vinyl. It sounds better. But a 2-minute opening number on the last 2 albums, I think it's even shorter on The Mission. I think the opening track is a minute. Just a little nitpick of mine. Then it goes into track 2, Build and Destroy. Little under 4 minutes, written by Tommy, Will, and Lawrence. I'm not going to discuss this song because I've already done a video on it. So I'll link it below, and at the end of the video too, you'll be able to click on it because I did a whole video on Build and Destroy right when it came out. Hint, I really like that song a lot. Next up, track 3 is Michigan, hair over 3 minutes long, written by Tommy and Will. And my notes say a decent rock song with lead vocals by Tommy Rowland Shaw here. Best part of the song, besides Tommy's lead vocals, of course, the guy's a great singer and he still sounds great as a 70-year-old man. I really like the weird keyboards. They're mixed very low in the background. So is that Larry Lawrence Gowan on the keyboards, or is it Will Evankovic doing soundscapes? Very interesting question. Wish I knew. I wish someone who interviewed them asked them that question. So to me, that's my favorite part of the song. Not sure who's playing it, but it adds a nice touch. Michigan is okay, not one of my favorites. It's decent. Wouldn't skip it, but if I rank the songs in order, it would be towards the bottom end. Next up, King of Love, 3.5 minutes, written by Tommy, Will, and Lawrence. Starts off with Tommy Shaw vocals until it gets bluesy. You hear Will on harmonica. I don't think I mentioned Will Evankovic plays harmonica on this record. Couple of tracks. And then James Young, JY, the Godfather of Styx, comes in on lead vocals here. Tommy does the middle 8 vocals. The guitar solo here, to me, it sounds like it's actually JY doing the guitar solo. Then after that, you get Tommy coming in again on the middle 8 bridge section. And then at 2 minutes and 25 seconds into the song, it suddenly turns into a Queen song for about 22 seconds. Then you get James Young coming back in on vocals, Tommy again on vocals, Will on harmonica. It's an okay song. Again, not one of my favorites. So I like the first 2 tracks. 3 and 4, they're okay. Then we get up to track 5. It's called It's Clear, 3.5 minutes. Written again by Tommy, Will, and Larry. It's melodic. It's a bit proggy with some really tasty keyboards on this song. Get some nice keyboard flourishes throughout the song. Also, great alternating lead vocals between Tommy and Lawrence. So I'm glad they did that because this is different than the old Styx where you had the triad harmony vocals where a lot of times on the choruses it was always Dennis DeYoung and Tommy Shaw and James Young. And you could hear each voice and pick it out. Oh, there's that guy. He's popping out a little. he's popping out a little more. I mentioned this on a series I've been doing with Grant Arthur on Grant's Rock Warehouse. We go through 2 Styx albums at a time, and I always talk about the triad harmony vocals of Styx. This is a little different, although they've sort of brought Will now into the triad, but they're always singing together, and it's really hard to make out who's who singing like the parts of the harmony vocals, the backing vocals. It was easier back in the day with the older voices. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying that's the way I hear things on here. Nice bass playing on this song. Now, who is it? Is it Terry Gowan, Lawrence's younger brother, or is it Chuck? Chuck is here somewhere. I just don't know what song or songs he plays on. And you get Queen-esque backing vocals. The song ends with some excellent acoustic guitars. I think this is a really awesome song. Check out It's Clear. This is one I ranked very high. Next up is, I think it's the new single because there's a video for it. It's called Forgive. Little under 4 minutes, written by Will and Larry. It's a heartfelt ballad, again with mint alternating vocals between Tommy and Lawrence. You get really good harmonies here. Good work by the rhythm section, Todd on the drums, and I'm guessing it's Terry on bass. You get a soaring guitar solo, I think it's Tommy, about 2/3 of the way through the song. And these 2 songs have really grown on me. I really like It's Clear, number 5, and Forgive, number 6. I think those are 2 really good songs. Highly recommended. Track 7, Everybody Raise a Glass. 3.5 minutes, written by Tommy, Will, and Lawrence. You get Lawrence on the lead vocals here. Absolute tribute to Queen, to ELO, to the Beatles, and Badfinger. In fact, that's why I threw on my Beatles shirt to tape this video, because there's a lot of Beatles influences on this record, especially on this song. Now, from 2 minutes and 4 seconds till about 2:26, 2:27, you get a guitar solo section, and it's probably Tommy and Will alternating, and it really sounds like Brian May. So that's when the Queen influence just pops right through. And it's like, whoa, it sounds like a lost Brian May guitar solo, just comes out of nowhere. Again, you get some great keyboards buried very low in the mix. So who is it? Is it Gowan? Is it Ivankovic? It's one of them. You get a really nice outro vocal section, and this song is a grower. I really didn't like it at first, but it's grown on me. So this is moving up the ranks of the songs on the album, I would say. Track 8, Blue-Eyed Raven, 3 minutes, 50 seconds, written totally by Tommy Shaw. You get the fiddle solo here by Aubrey Haney, a gentleman, by the way, Nashville guy. He's made a bunch of solo records. Terry Gowan on the stand-up or double bass on this song. You could tell it has that old-fashioned throwback sound. It's sort of a gypsy flamenco type number, and I guess it would be considered like in the boat on the river territory. That's where it falls. You get mandolins, you get Will, you get Tommy playing mandolins, acoustic guitars throughout this song. It's mainly acoustic instruments, and Tommy sings the song really well. It has a nice false ending, and then it picks up and gets a little peppier and snappier and happier, and you hear some electric guitars in the mix. This is okay. It's not one of my favorites, but I sort of like when it picks up and it rocks out so it doesn't stay totally acoustic throughout. It's decent, but it's not one of my favorites, although I know people really like this song, Blue-Eyed Raven. I guess because it sounds so different, and that's one of the strengths of Styx. They always have different sounding songs. Hard rock, prog, throwback, pop, ballads, and now you get like a gypsy flamenco type finger popping, snapping song. So the variety is good. That's what progressive rock is all about. I don't know if I'd call this a totally progressive rock album, but it's a good rock and roll singer-songwriter type album. Track 9, She Knows, 3.5 minutes, totally written by Will. Very Beatles sounding on this song. Will's on lead vocals. And my notes say definitely a 60s throwback here. You get a clarinet solo by Jeff Coffin. And because the clarinet solo It sort of almost sounds like a piccolo solo. And what was that? Penny Lane, I think, had the piccolo solo in it. Melodic, it's a grower of a song. Some dynamic keyboard work by Gowan on this song. You got him on pianos, you got him on synths, some Calliope circus sounding type keyboards. And the last 30 seconds of the song are very Beatlesque. So this song is growing on me because just hearing someone else's voice on a Styx record, because although Will has been writing a lot of the songs, co-writing, producing the last 3 albums, The Mission, Crash of the Crown, and Circling from Above here, this is the first time he has sang a lead vocal on a Styx album. Now that he's a full-time member, he wrote this song, he sang it. It's good, it's growing on me. Track 10 is called Ease Your Mind. It's 45 seconds long, written by Will and Lawrence. I really like the Supertramp sounding keyboards on this song, but why the heck is it so darn short? It's more like a fragment of the song, and that's a problem I initially had with Crash of the Crown. To me, it seemed that these were song fragments, and they didn't work them up enough into songs. But that's my little nitpick here. I'd say points off for this song because the brevity of it just alienates me. Either develop it into a longer song or skip it totally. Moving on to track 11 out of 13, so I'm almost done here. The Things That You Said, 3.5 minutes, written by Tommy and Will. Tommy Shaw, lead vocal here. More Beatles love and Beatles worship here. Exquisite backing vocals, harmonies. You get the strings on this song and a few others, like I said, by Stevie Black with an E at the end of the word black. Cool keyboards from Lawrence throughout. And at 2:12, to me, it turns into a less grinding, less heavy version of the Beatles' I Want You, She's So Heavy. You get that bow now, 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 bow now, 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 now. But it's not as hard rock and churning as the Beatles version is. But that's what it reminds me of. And you got some nice tasty organ from Gowan here, just like on the Beatles' I Want You, She's So Heavy. Track 12, this is a little bit of an odd one. We Lost the Wheel Again. Little under 3 minutes, written by Will and sung by Will. You get an opening acoustic guitar that's very reminiscent to me, and other people have mentioned this too, of Billy Squier's Everybody Wants You. Down, now, now, down, now, now, down, now, now, down, now, now. That's in the Styx song. But on the Billy Squire song, you get that turnaround. Ba-bow now, ba-bow now, bow now, 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 ba now, 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 now. You don't get that here. So it starts off like that, and then all of a sudden it turns into a Who song, because Will is doing his best Roger Daltrey. Get some nice bass work on this song, either from Terry or Chuck. Let me switch my pages, my last page, because it's continued on the next page. It has a cool bridge, middle 8 section where Gowan comes in, sounding sort of like Pete Townsend on doing the middle 8 of a Who song, where Roger's singing the lead and then you get Townsend on the mellow middle 8. So that's another thing that reminds me of the Who. They switch lead vocalists in the song. Great acoustic guitar and drums here. And you get a vintage synth lead that briefly appears. This number, I think, it could have fit neatly on Who's Next. And it's a better song than you think. It's grown on me. At first, I was like, I don't like this song. Now I enjoy it. Last song, Only You Can Decide. Little over 3 minutes, written by Tommy by himself. It's not a great move ending the album on a mellow cut like this, but it's a really good song. Superb lead vocals by Tommy here. Stellar backing vocals. Sterling, harmony vocals as well. Kudos on the guitar solo about 2/3 of the way through. I'm guessing it's Tommy because he wrote the song. I'm guessing it's Terry Gowan on bass. Some nice understated bass playing here. I'm guessing it's him. It's a good song. It's just a bit of an odd way to end the album. Pardon me, I have a frog in my throat. My ending takeaways from this album. While it might not be classic Styx, it's still very good. I can't fault the musicianship here, even with the alleged lack of JY. I just think that's by choice, his choice. He's been there 55 years. He wants to sort of ease out maybe into retirement and fade into the background. That's one of the reasons Will is there. That's what I've thought for a while. So I'm thinking it's JY's choice. It's not a super immediate album to me. The more you listen, the more you get rewarded by repeated listens. And although I wish some of the songs were longer and they were more beefier, meatier guitars, this is the new Styx. They're staying true to their new sound, and this is the way they want to sound. I've played this a lot in my car recently, and I would say at the beginning it may have been a 6 or a 7. Now I enjoy a lot of the songs. I think it's an 8. 8 out of 10. So that's what I'm rating it. Pardon me. My goodness, I'm like Pete Pardo with his allergies all of a sudden, and I am taping this early in the morning at a Pete Pardo time. Thank you, Godfather of YouTube, Pete Pardo. That's my review of the new Styx album. Sorry it's a little late, but better late than never. Remember to rock out, prog on, and pogo, everyone. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't. Check out some of my other Styx content. What do you think of the new Styx album? Put it in the comments below. Thanks, pardon my voice, and I will see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.